Which Canadian player surprised you most during the postseason and why?
Well, I don't know if it was a total surprise because Suzuki was on the right track over most of the regular season. I was happy to see his play get elevated to the point where he was doing a lot of great things in a real tight, checking, hard-nosed type playoffs, and he obviously responded and was able to come up with some key plays, some key goals, and did some great things out there. In the same breath, we talked about Kotkaniemi, again, another young kid that was able to pick it up and do some great things.
For me, it was Carey Price. Everyone knew he had the capability of playing the way that he did, but would he be able to pull it off? And especially during this pandemic, it was not easy for goaltenders. He even said during a conference call, a few months ago that Carey Price, he was staying with his wife's family in Washington State. There was no other NHL player around there. So when he did go to the rink to practice, he didn't have anyone who had a high skill set to shoot pucks on him. So he was really kind of coming into training camp with a different type of preparation, not the preparation that he usually has. And, he was storyline going in that Carey Price can be the difference maker. So there was a lot of pressure on him, and he responded well and, kind of shut up the critics that were saying that he was towards the end of his career and maybe he won't be able to, help the Canadians move forward. But he was definitely able to do that. So that was a pleasant surprise, seeing Carey Price being able to elevate his game to what we've seen a few seasons ago.
For me, I'm going to say Brett Kulak. I didn't even expect to see him play after he tested positive for COVID-19. Talked about how he had lost strength. He was in isolation. He was trying to push ups and stuff. He didn't have the strength to do them. And then to come back and play the way he did was really surprising. He stepped up into that goal in the second pairing with Jesperi. Played big minutes. Played good, strong minutes. He was confident. I don't know how many times watching him break up plays at center ice where you move forward and break up a play as opposed to backing up. And I think that's something that the defense used to do way too much before Luke Richardson came here. They would back up, give up the blue line in the offensive zone too easily, give up center ice too easily. That's where the puck was so often in their zone. I think Luke Richardson has worked with the guys to correct that. And Brett Kulak was excellent doing that during the postseason. He was physical. He was carrying the puck. He played with confidence. And Marc Bergevin said during the postmortem video conference that, when Brett plays with confidence, he's a really good defenseman. When he loses it, and he plays worried or nervous, that's when you have good Brett and bad Brett. That's when bad Brett comes out, is when he's thinking too much or he's nervous. And Kulak said before the playoffs started that maybe the fact that he had COVID in a way was maybe a blessing because he wasn't thinking about the mental part of the game. He was just thinking about getting physically ready to play. And the performance he put on during the postseason really, really impressed me. It took some of the load off the top three defensemen there with Sherrod, Weber, and Petrie. And if he can continue to play that way with that kind of confidence moving forward, the Canadians look pretty good with their top four defensemen.
And again, he was given the opportunity. He did have a couple of situations where maybe it wasn't the best plays or best choices, but he went back out there, and that in itself allowed him to learn by his mistakes without taking a lot of ice time away from him. So he responded very well, and is going the right way to become a really good player to help them out on the back end.
Yeah, and every defenseman makes mistakes, and they're more highlighted than the mistakes that a forward makes. The key is to be able to get over those mistakes, forget about them, and move on. And Brett Kulak showed during this postseason that he can do that.
Yeah, like you, Jess, I'm going to go with Carey Price. It was surprising how much he elevated his game and really lived up to the monikers as the best goalie in the world. But I fear that I hope it's not something I hope this is not going to be his last great playoff game series, because you can't help but wonder if the fact that he had 5 months to rest played into how well he was able to play, considering the team plays him 60-something games every year. So I hope this isn't the last we see of the great Carey Price. Go to hockeyinsideout.com now and check out this week's full episode.